All right, now let's do the Arc de Triomphe in a 2-point perspective. I'm going to have a fairly low horizon on this one, and I'm going to have one point kind of like way over here, and the other point is going to be way over here. And I'm going to shy it over to this side a little bit, and I'm going to put the ground down below it just a hair. And so that's going to be my main vertical line. So I'm going to have some converging points there, some converging points there. And this side over here is the short side. So I'm going to draw it just a little bit short. And this is the long side, so I'll make sure that this side is a little bit longer looking. Okay, now I can start filling in some of the stuff. There's some rough stonework down here, but there's part way up, about halfway, is the top of the small arch. So there's my halfway point. There's my small arch. Going to come down to there, and I would see this going back, so I would see a little bit of that interior shape. And this, I actually have it kind of drawn this way a little bit, so this would come. That's how I would find where that is. Okay, so there's my little arch in that direction. Above the arch, most of the way up, there's kind of a ledge, and there's some work under the ledge. The ledge sticks out a little bit. And then there's some sort of a nice big relief thing on it right there. And then up on the upper portion, and this is probably I've got this a little too low, but that's okay. Then there's some more work up here, and then there's a kind of a fence up here. Okay, now in the other direction, this is going to have to meet and come back. So this is where, see if I can get that to follow the line a little bit better. And the arch over here goes almost up to that. So I'm going to come find my midpoint and draw the arch. And then this has to come back. So it's going to come back sort of like that. And I just barely see this inner arch over here. Okay, and again, there's a bas relief here. And one here. And then there's a bigger one. Here's where the kind of the stonework is. And there's another relief right there, and another one right there. A bunch of cool stuff underneath here, and this has some kind of stonework pattern right along here. So that's sort of the process that you go through. You set your two horizon points, set your overall height, draw your perspective lines that recede back to your horizon points, and just start estimating some sizes and heights. Now in this case, I want to I want to put some dimensions on this because I'm going to use this to help me do some work. So I know that this is 75 feet, so that means this is 25, this is 25, and this is 25. So I've kind of got those things. And the top of this, which is where this is 75 feet. So here to the top is 75 feet. So that means this is 75 feet. And this one is 150 wide. So that means that this is 50, 50, and 50. Then my sketch says from here to the top of this rail is another 50 feet, and this is another 25 feet. So that's going to really help me figure out how I will draw this later on. I know I can start with a base that's 150 by 75. I can make this kind of a shape. And if this is, here's a cool thing. If this is 25 across, this is 12.5 tall. So this is going to be 75 minus 12.5. What in the world is that? 75 minus 12.5 is 62.5. So I can help use these numbers to help me figure out, how tall to make this opening over here. Okay, so there we go. This is my hand sketch. It's the Arc de Triomphe from Paris. It's drawn by me, and it's 826. Hopefully I'm getting those kind of right. And this one, I'm really, really trying to get these annotations about what it's like. This is a bas relief. Typical means that all of these squiggly things is some sort of a relief that got made in the stone. This is a railing. 10-foot wide walkway. These are basically stone carvings. So I can get some good information about this so that I know when I get ready to make my model what it's like. I can even put that this is sort of a rough sandstone color. Where am I going to put that? I'll put this over here. Material. Rough sandstone. Color. I don't know what it's actually made out of. Mostly limestone. So if I need to go find some of that material, I can do that. I can get that material if I need to. So there we go. That's how we do a 2-point perspective. The goal is to make something that's recognizable that I can annotate so that when I come to make my model, I'll sort of have everything set in my mind, and I've done a little preliminary work.